Hey, this is Dr. Khan. Hope you guys are all doing well. May peace be upon you. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a very, very important issue and technique. I'm going to talk about how to stop dysfunction as soon as it starts. How to stop dysfunction as soon as it starts. Basically, how to stop those dysfunctional dynamics. Okay, so what I'm going to first talk about the three modes that individuals get into when dysfunction starts, right? And then what happens if you stay in those modes, and then why is and then I'm going to talk about an actual technique that you can use to teach you how to detach when dysfunctional dynamics start and why that's important. Okay, number one, we get into three modes. As soon as dysfunction starts, we get into fight, flight, or freeze mode. I'll say that again: flight, fight, or freeze mode. Flight is you just walk away, right? You just run out of the situation, right? Number two is you fight. You get into these dysfunctional conversations, these cyclic conversations in front of the children. You start arguing. So again, that's fight. And then there's freeze, where you just freeze and you just allow this a person to just engage in dysfunctional in a dysfunctional manner, and you allow it in front of your children, and you just freeze and you just sit there and just freeze, like, is this really happening? Really? And you just let it, you allow it. Okay, so again, freeze, flight, and fight. Those are your three modes. Now what happens if you stay in those modes, right? What happens if you don't detach and just quickly stay in those modes or get into those modes? One, if you fight, you know what happens. Play the movie. You're going back and forth. You guys start attacking each other, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And the children see this, right? If you flight, you just walk away. A tendency, what ends up happening is you do come back, and then the issue is swept under the rug. So you really don't talk about it, or you do partially talk about it, and the issue is not really resolved. Freeze. You sit there and you expose yourself and your children to the dysfunctional dynamic and play the movie that will have detrimental effects on your children, right? On you. You'll slowly start losing your self-esteem, your confidence. Children may develop anxiety, etc. if they stay in these dysfunctional dynamics and they watch these dynamics occurring, right? If you're freezing and you're just not doing anything, right? Okay, so we know what the modes are, and now we know what the outcomes are, right? So why is it important? Why is it important to detach when dysfunctional dynamics start, and what is the solution? Okay, number one, it's very, very important for us to detach, because if we don't detach and see what the situation is and look at the situation, our emotions will take over. Our emotions will take over, right? Think about it. Fight, your anger is taking over, right? Flight mode, fear is taking over, right? Freeze, what's taking over? Anxiety, fear, numbness, confusion, right? So that's what ends up happening if you don't detach and see the situation for what it is, okay? So again, very important for you to understand this, okay? So what is the solution? When dysfunctional dynamics occur, it is very, very important to label what is going on. It is very important for you to step back and label what is going on, so you don't quickly get sucked in and choose certain modes and let these and let our emotions take over, right? Our emotions take over. So you need to label what is going on. So let me give you an example. So the dysfunction starts, right? Let's just give an example of a spouse. The individual is starts cursing, right? Starts with the put downs, right? Or starts with just the criticism starts, right? Label what's going on. Okay, say so and so is cursing right now. So and so is being mean, critical, blaming, whatever it is. As soon as those dysfunctional dynamics start, if you label it, you'll know exactly what's going on. You will detach and make the right decision, right? You will you'll be able to directly call it out. You are cursing right now. You are putting me down right now. And then you can take the right action. I'm leaving this area right now because you need to learn how to respect and talk to me. Then I'll come back. If the situation, if you stop, I'm not going to engage in any type of dysfunctional communication, right? So what ends up happening is, or you'll just say, I'm not going to talk to you right now because you're obviously angry and this has not happened. You're not going to disrespect me like this. And you'll walk out with the children, right? And so on. So again, what ends up happening is your emotions, what's happening here is as soon as you label it, as soon as you call it out, you are able to make a sound decision. You are able to make a healthy decision as soon as you label. Because what ends up happening is when you label it, when you verbally say what's going on, it's concrete. It's concrete. There's no emotions, there's no fear, all this stuff coming in. This is what's happening and this is what I'm going to do. This is what's happening and this is what I'm going to do. And then you're not getting into these dysfunctional dynamics where there's the back and forth, and there's no need for it. There's no need for it, right? Why would you expose yourself to that? So again, understanding that as soon as dysfunction starts, whoever it may be, a spouse, a sibling, a loved one, a friend, label what's going on, because then you'll be able to visually and concretely see what is happening right now, right? What is happening right now. I hope this has helped, and good luck, okay? Take care. See you again later. Assalamu alaikum.